You know, we really must stop meeting like this. It's unbecoming for a deity to appear every time a mortal of theirs gets themselves in a spot of bother. Watch your tone. Just because I'm a minor figure of the pantheon doesn't mean I won't smite you for disrespecting me. But maybe you're right. I do afford you a certain level of leniency, and as currently you're my only devout follower. Where are we anyway? This place is vile, and why are you chained to the wall? Did you go on another drunken stampede in my honor again? Never mind. I would have sensed that. Did I ever tell you that counted as a very effective worship that one time you did it? I was riding that high for weeks. Used the extra power to grow myself another vineyard in the heavens. Anyway, who did you annoy this time? Because if it was another wizard, you'll need to get them drunk. My powers on the mortal plane will only suffice if they are inebriated enough that they're slurring their words. I think it was you who did something, because whenever you pray for my help, it's always to clean up a mess you made. You've only ever been a constant thorn in my side since that first time you prayed in my name. Sorry, that was uncalled for. Though you must understand my annoyance. I'm a deity, part of the pantheon that created this land. I should have bigger things to do than help my one and only follower. It's not my fault your people decided to live in a land where the land is cold and barren. How is a deity of wine meant to thrive here when the only grape that can be grown produces something that equates to vinegar? Here I only exist in lords' cellars, and a thought is only passed to me when a cask is brought out to celebrate a married couple. You have been faithful, though, that I cannot deny, so I shall reward that faith so long as you tell me why you've been chained up down here. It was the Lord's heir. So that silver tongue of yours got you in trouble again. I take it they were the ones who brought you the wine and food. Thankfully for you, a pitcher of wine and a knowing believer is all I need to appear in physical form. Otherwise, I could have shouted words of encouragement in the back of your mind as they flogged you in the town square. Though knowing you, you may be perfectly happy with that sort of punishment. Oh, yes, you're stuck. I'm aware. Done. You'll be free in no time. Just have to wait until the guard's next visit. Don't drink the wine. That is how I'm getting you out, fool. I charmed it. It should be irresistible to anyone not actively resisting it. And on top of that, anyone who does drink it should be out within the minute. Then you just grab the keys, unchain yourself, and walk on out. Fine. If you're apparently able to think of a better plan, go ahead. You obviously don't need my help. That's what I thought. I'll catch up with you once it all goes exactly as planned. And you, my precious little mortal, get out without even breaking a sweat. Are you raising a toast in my name? You should be after my divine touch saved your hide again. Okay, perhaps I lied about not having to break a sweat part, but did you see the size of that guard? I would probably have needed a whole cult chanting my name to turn that wine potent enough to keep him down. Still, it did make the bear drowsy enough. You managed to wrestle the keys off him. Personally, I would say that my plan worked perfectly well. Oh, come now, don't sulk. You always get like this when you drink alone. Come now, you should be celebrating. Look, I'll even turn that swill into something drinkable for you. There. Now lift it to your nose. Smell it all. The grapes individually chosen from my vineyard in the heavens. The oak from the barrels shaped from the fallen great woods. Spices few mortal tongues have ever tasted. It's a new recipe I'm trying. Go on, try a sip. Take your time. Let it flow and evolve. Now, what do you think? I'm glad. I'm proud of this one. Really tried to make one you'd like. Of course I did. You're the only mortal who can directly try my wines anyway. The only others are the rest of the Pantheon, and they're far more concerned with ale and spirits, like the rest of this summer-forsaken continent. And well, to be honest, as the only mortal to ever pray to me sincerely, you've got a surprising amount of power over me. My very being is shaped in no insignificant part by what the people believe me to be. The gods themselves would cease to exist if every being stopped believing it to be there. Well, in some sense of it, for the time being, your thoughts define me. For example, many have depicted me, but mainly in the background of pieces about the other gods. But I'm there often enough, picture in hand, that my place in the Pantheon is secure. Now, you, on the other hand, affect me in stranger ways. For example, you have a strange compulsion to hum when you drink wine, and so you associate the two. So now I have found myself humming tunes I did not previously know the words to when I typically worked in silence. I am thankful every day, though, that the mortal experience of hangovers has not caught on. Well, yes, of course you are that special to me. You are my only true believer. Were it not for you, I could only experience the mortal plane with red-cheeked drunks who would not remember meeting me when they woke the next morning. Now, how about you go to the innkeeper and get a pitcher of wine and a room so we can get away from this rabble and see if you like any of my other new wines? Very good. We'll meet upstairs then, and perhaps you can teach me some of those charming tunes you know while we're at it.